Well, the colours are mind-bending, I have to say. We're going to set one of these up in my home, aren't we?
Yes, I hope so. This will look lovely for a little macroalgae tank.
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere, £1,000 a pollet.
£1,000 a pollet.
Hi everyone, George here, and I am at Finest Fest, which is an event here at Finest Aquatics. And the reason I'm here, I created a Aquascaped as part of a live workshop. So we'll have a little walk through. Okay, change of plan, I'm going reef heavy now. I'm with Jake Green, legendary reef keeper and manager here at Finest Aquatics. We're going to have a little wander around. Jake's going to talk to me and us reef, which is different from my channel, but I kind of want to expand. I want to diversify a bit.
Yeah, we've been speaking about macroalgae, haven't
We have, so I'm excited. I've got these on just because I look so cool in them. And I never normally swear in a vlog, but fuck. Okay, so here we are at the entrance to the reef area. Now, because the colours are super weird on the iPhone, we've got this cool little device here. We're just going to overlay that to the lens right now. So where do we start?
Well, let's go straight ahead to the softie tray.
Here? Yeah. We are in the softie area.
Yes, this is our softie tray.
Talk us through it.
Right, so here we've got some coral gardens from Indonesia.
Beautiful.
And also in here we've got some wreckfish, some diamond head antheas, got some Vivian's wrasse, which are quite rare. There's 2 females and a male there.
Where are they? Let's have a look at those.
The females. That's the female. And the male's just gone down the other end at the moment. And there, just looking at that bush coral, that's a Lopilus. Again, that's another quite rare wrasse that's not often seen in the
And what sort of, what are we looking at here cost-wise?
240 on that.
£240, that's about $300 US, something like that? Yeah?
$300 US.
Nice. So, I mean, these are soft corals, so are these easier to keep than other corals?
These are the most easiest corals that you're going to get. So there's green star polyp in here, there's zoanthids, pallies, toadstools, folded leathers, finger corals, various different mushrooms, maccordias. Again, very forgiving. They take much higher nitrates and phosphates.
More ideal for a beginner, would you suggest?
Yes, definitely. You're not going to get that movement, but you can still get some very colourful ones.
Are these the zoas then? These little tiny...
Yeah, so
I hear a lot about these. These are very trendy, and there's so many different types, isn't there? Is that?
Yes, and I'll take you over to the Frag tray in a bit, where you'll be able to see about 100 different types.
Oh wow, I'm excited.
Yeah, because people grow these in mass quantities, and then aquaculture them down and frag them and stick them to frag bugs, and we can start our whole other colony again.
Wow. So I love the way that these are stored. So these are kept in shallow tanks because of the light penetration and easy to get to?
And, yeah, just easy accessible. We have 8 foot by 3 foot by 18-inch deep trays here.
Right.
4 of them, and then 2 3x3s. Yeah, there's a lot of room for corals here.
It's just, I'm pretty blown away, mate, because I honestly, before I came here, I just thought it was going to be a small shop.
These are quite interesting. These are
wow.
jawbreaker mushrooms. So you've got the kryptonite jawbreaker, and then you've got the OG jawbreaker.
Which one's which?
The OG is the gold one.
Which am I looking at now?
Yeah. And then the kryptonite's the ones to the left. So they're quite interesting. They're quite a collector's coral.
Are they an LPS?
No, they're still a softie.
Right.
Yeah, they're a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as I was saying before, you still can get some quite colourful soft corals. We had quite a lot of the OGs before the fest began the other day. We've only got one now, so we'll have to start speaking to our suppliers to get a few more in.
Yeah.
There's also a few other bits in here, like we've got paddle sponges at the back and the gorgonias.
And are these photosynthetic?
No, they're not photosynthetic, they are photofeeders. You can get some photosynthetic gorgonias, but I don't believe there's any sponge coral which is photosynthetic.
Interesting. So do these need a separate food source then?
Yeah, they do need amino acids, carbohydrates. There's lots of multivitamins that you can drip into there. Also, they will take phosphates and nitrates out of the system.
And do you have to target feed them with a pipette, or how does that work?
blanket feed, so we just feed it straight into the water column.
Okay.
And most things get adequate food that way. We can target feed corals, but generally that's with like your LPS, which actually have a mouth that can consume the item that you're feeding it to them.
That's
with,
amazing.
With the filter feeders, they don't have a visual mouth like that unless it's a zoanthid. So with the drawing out through the skin or the tissue, shall I say.
Okay. Can we have a look at this beautiful
Yeah.
display here? So let me switch around. So this is magnificent. How long has this been running?
In the interest of being honest, we set the tank up a year ago.
Okay.
And I was trying to run a vet super clean system, and we got to a stage where it was that clean, it was dangerously clean, which is known as an ultra low nutrient system.
Yeah.
And just before Christmas, I'd say, we lost 70% of this tank.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's okay, but as I say, it's bounced back. So a lot of the corals that you see in there were existing corals that we saved frags off and have started to grow back. So that's why it doesn't look fully established yet. But give that another 6 months to grow back out.
Yeah.
And go back to its former glory.
And is this mainly soft corals in here?
No, this is.
Oh, it's LPS.
LPS and SPS, yes.
Oh, okay. So I know are these torches?
Torches, yeah. No, we were talking about some of my favourite things here in torches, and if we can see this one here on the right, this is a dragon soul torch. So this originated from some of the dragon soul that I cultured and grew about 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Wow.
Natural variation in torches and the colours of torches as they develop and grow, which generally changes in relation to the parameters and the lights on the coral. But this one that I cultured a few years ago has always kept this very strong, vibrant colour. Through the process of fragging and trading with friends, there's about 4 other tanks which have this dragon soul torch in it.
Wow.
So this colony that you're looking at here has came back from one of the ones I cultured a few years ago, and you say where this tank it seems to go in, it holds this colour superbly.
It's stunning. Absolutely beautiful. So the interesting for me as an aquascaper is when I look at things from a compositional point of view, textures and colours, movement, light and shadow. For reef keepers, do you consider these things, or is it more to do with just the health of the animal and catering for that?
Well, health of the animal always comes first. Obviously, with corals, they can kill each other and damage each other.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you find that with plants.
Not really, no. There's a thing called allelopathy where they apparently secrete chemicals, like chemical warfare. Yeah. And I understand there's a similar thing with corals, but I think it's such a low level. And because you have fresh water, which is often diluting it all the time, the water changes, etc. So yeah, we don't really see so much.
As I say, we do get the chemical warfare, but the main thing we got to look for is sweepers and sweeper tentacles, which just literally sting and melt.
Is this what we have here on these?
These are its normal tentacles. So torch corals have tentacles, which you can see all the time. Now inside, maybe if you look at like the canata there, see how it's got like the mouths in the centre of the rings. Now when that feeds, or over night time when the light goes out, that donut almost goes inside out and it releases little sweeper tentacles. Now luckily on that coral, those sweepers are only going to be about 1 centimetre to 2 centimetres, but on the likes of the chalice, which if you can see on the right hand side, the green one there with the eyes, they can have quite long sweepers which can stretch a few inch. Again, all different species of coral have different lengths of sweepers. They are a feeding tentacle at the end of the day. They are looking for food and will grab it and bring it in, but should they touch other corals, they will kill them or damage them.
Wow. So these are animals, right?
Yes, yeah, they're fully living animals. You know, they can reproduce, they can be fragged and aquacultured.
And so how do most of them feed?
A lot of them do get a lot from photosynthesis and the lights, and then say we blanket feed with amino acids and carbohydrates and that. You can also feed to your LPS corals. You can also feed meaty items.
Okay.
Just trying to find something that high.
Can we have any feeding today for the video?
I can try, yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Should we go and do that?
Yeah. If you have a look at the centre of this Trachyphilia here, see its mouth, it's open. I'm not sure if you can see it. There you go. There's its mouth. So if you drop a little bit of food in the centre of the Trachyphilia there, it's taking the meaty prey items into that mouth.
Should we try and feed it now?
It's going to be easier to feed them in the coral trays there, much easier.
Okay, let's do that.
No worries.
Alright, so Jake's going to feed the corals. Which one are we going for?
We're going to try and feed these scollies. We generally get quite a good reaction from the scollies and also the acanthophilias.
Scollies. Why are they called scollies?
Scolomia. It's actually been reclassified recently. The Australian scolomia have been reclassified.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it gets shortened to scollies. So here we've got a mix of brine shrimp, mysis shrimp, amino acids, and reefroids, which is a blend of zooplanktons, all the different phytoplanktons and that which naturally occur in the sea.
Wow. Okay.
Very concentrated thing. Basically, I'm just going to do a little bit of target feeding. So we'll squirt some out, and then it takes a couple of minutes, and you'll start to see a bit of a reaction from these corals.
It's so cool. The colours are so intense.
Yeah.
It's so different to freshwater aquascaping for me. It's just like a completely different concept, What is it about the corals that you love?
It's the challenge, don't get me wrong. The colours and the natural beauty of some of these corals amazes me, but I get a lot of enjoyment from the actual challenge of keeping. Now, as you can see how the skirt's all lifting already, and these little feeding tentacles are starting to come out around the edge of the acanthophilias.
Ah, yes. Yes.
So that's the natural feeding reaction.
So there's little like red clawy things.
Yes.
Well, I'm right in the centre of the screen right now.
So right there on the end, the skirt's peeling back, and these are all little feeding tentacles. It's the natural feeding reaction.
Wow.
There you go. And this one started to see how it's pushing its mouth out now in the centre. It's a shrimp trying to steal from it.
Yeah. So you had an event here this weekend, Finest Fest, is it? That right?
Finest Fest 2022.
It's to celebrate your first birthday.
Yes, to celebrate our first birthday, but we brought in a lot of brands who supported us over our first year. Yeah, very good reaction from it. There was plenty of people here and plenty of events going on. We really wanted to push the freshwater side of things, as we're mixed aquatics. We're not just marine, we are equally freshwater as well, and obviously self-attended.
So it's these tentacle things and these?
Yes, they're the feeding, also known as the sweepers.
Wow.
So luckily on these meaty corals like the acanthophilias and the scollies, the sweepers are very short and they don't actually come into contact with any other corals, so they tend not to do any damage, which is why we can keep the scollies and the acanthos so close together. In various other corals like your bubble corals and your pearl corals, the sweepers are excessive, they are very long,
yeah.
So you have to be quite careful.
Okay. And people do need to know how much these things cost. Is it an expensive hobby, reef keeping?
It can be, but again, it doesn't have to be. So we have an extensive frag tray as well, and frags start from £20, and most of them are frags of stuff that you see in these trays.
Right.
It's as expensive as you want it to be at the end of the day.
Okay.
You do have some torches here which are selling for £495 a head.
Whoa.
Yeah, for like an OG grail. So that's an
OG, I love this. Yeah. It's like our cannabis culture. You've got all the different strains, right? Well, it's OG Kush and OG.
I can start.
Yeah, go on.
Off, so,
Yeah,
we've got like the 24K. We've got the little gold tips. We've got the Indo Holy Grail. We've got the God's Torch. We've got the normal Holy Grail, we've got the Rasta Torch, the Jester, Ultra Gold, Todd's Torch, Dragon Soul, Indo Gold, Hellfire, and then the OG Holy Grail.
Is that this one? This one. Let's get a nice close up of that bad boy. So this is the OG Holy Grail.
Yes.
Why is it called that?
Someone decided.
Who names these things?
A lot of reefers do change names very often. So, as I said, in captivity, once people have had these corals under different lightings and under different parameters, you do get natural variation within the colours.
Yeah.
Someone may buy that as it looks now, and then in a couple of weeks' time or a couple of months' time, depending on the tank, colour might change ever so slightly. We then put a picture up online saying, oh, look at my OG Holy Grail. People jump on the back down, and it's not that, because the colour isn't to what they expect it to be.
Interesting.
And then most people will just generally stick a new name on it. And the sad thing is because then it becomes a monetary thing.
Okay.
Generally, with a new name and that isn't about, people can demand more money on things, because some of these pieces have become, unfortunately, collector's items.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is a bit of a shame. You know, the hobby has changed a lot in the last few years.
Has it become a bit of an elitist hobby in some respects? Then, would you say?
Yes, it can be on certain items. You know, some of the high-end tickets.
Should we look at some cool fish? I mean, I know gem tank, so it's quite well-known fish, isn't it? Quite expensive.
Yeah, quite an expensive fish, £550. So it's come down a lot though in the last few years. You know, you only have to go back about 4 years or so.
And are these so expensive? Sorry.
£2,000 fish.
Yeah, I remember when I worked for TMC. We had a tank. There was 16 in the tank. I think Reef Builders covered it as a story. Yeah, beautiful fish. But why are they so expensive then? Is it because they're harder to catch?
Yeah, so a little bit of a backstory about this. There was a single exporter in Mauritius that had the monopoly on them, and used to trickle them out, which kept the value quite high. Naturally, they are a little bit of a rarer fish and harder to catch.
Okay.
So they will always hold a decent price tag to them, and the price tag is just based on rarity.
Yeah.
But now that there's a few more people out there catching them, they're more readily available, the price has come down.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the word affordable because it's still £550 a fish.
But relatively speaking.
But yeah, when you talk about £2,000 down to £550, you know, it's quite a drop. We then also have a very rare fish, straight ahead of you, top tank. We got two of these. How long ago now? About 3 or 4 months ago.
Uh-huh.
There he is, the king eye angel, tiger angel. He's been with us about 3.5 months, I'd say.
How much?
Absolutely solid fish.
How much is he going for?
So divers risk their lives to capture these. These are extremely rare fish. Again, come down a lot recently. I think you only have to go back a few months and this fish will be a £10,000 plus fish.
Wow.
Currently sits now £2,500. We've had two. One's in between Forever Home, and the one's here with us, and we're contemplating possibly feeding it.
Wow.
Just because we're all, blown away by it. It's a very stunning fish. These live just off Africa in shark-infested waters.
Wow.
So they're hard to find at the best of times. But a diver might have to risk his life 10 times before he finds a couple. So,
What's the kind of ratio of wild caught fish to captive bred fish in the marine hobby?
still extremely high on the wild caught side.
Okay.
Say into the 90%, well into the 90%.
And is that a subject of debate and
Yes, it's very,
ethical kind of curiosity?
yeah, very regular subject of debate, and we have to make sure we're getting fish stock in from ethical catches. Net caught fish, not using cyanide or anything like that. Nothing that's harming the environment or doing long-lasting damage to the environment or the specimens that they're catching.
Yeah.
We have to make sure these fish are being caught in the best way possible for them. Where they're carers, they're relying on us. There's no, you can't put up with fish which are being caught with bad methods.
Yeah. down to my left. Yeah, so TMC do a lot of the hard work for you, basically.
Yes, they do. You know, it's a minefield out there. You can do a lot of direct imports yourself, and there's a lot of transshippers. But it can, as I said, it can be a bit of a minefield. When we first started setting up the shop, we found we were getting fish which looked perfect on a binder, but within a couple of days, we're developing a small bacterial ring inside of them.
Oh.
Now, this is usually not what's called lancing, where the fish are brought up too deep too quickly.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and the swim bladder, obviously, as you know,
Yeah.
plates, the fish can't swim correctly, and the collector literally puts a pin in its side to release the gas from the swim bladder, which is absolutely awful. So needless to say, we stopped doing that, and we decided at that moment in time that we were going to get the majority of our fish from TMC and other reputable suppliers.
Yeah, fair enough, mate.
And this that you're looking at now is our Frag tray, which is what we were saying before. When we were saying about affordable reefing. So everything you're looking at here is only £20 a frag.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a multitude of species. And going back to zoas, there you go. There's a lovely field of different zoas for you. And again, millions of weird and wonderful names. Alien anti-venom, purple monster.
What's the most expensive zoa you have here?
That we have here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these here are quite common ones.
Okay.
And I tried to steer away from pricing per polyp. I've been in that game a long time ago. I have one of the largest zoa collections in the country. And if you want to know what the most expensive zoa I personally have had, then it's called the Stratosphere. And I imported it from America, and it was £1,000 per polyp.
Oh my god. And what gives it that price? Is it the rarity?
Yeah, the rarity and how delicate it is. As I say, I tried to import this zoa twice. The first time it was POA, unfortunately. I bought a second one and it landed and only lived for about a week. It was very weak when it arrived. It lasted 7 days and then unfortunately perished. They're just a very, very fragile zoa. They don't like being fragged, they don't like being shipped.
What's it called again?
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere, £1,000 a polyp.
£1,000 a polyp.
Have you got any here?
No.
This is
One of my suppliers who attended today managed to bring in two not that long ago. They offered me one, but with having bad experience a few years ago, I turned it down.
Wow. So if ADA did polyps, that would be the Stratosphere, I reckon?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, the colours are mind-bending, I have to say.
Yeah, we have.
I'm a bit more of a fan of like green, brown, and greys. See what I mean? Call me old-fashioned and into nature. I think I do find it fascinating. I think it's so high impact. It cannot fail to grab your attention. I mean, look at these, right? This is like psychedelic. The colours are just incredible. I can see why people get into it, and I can see like the collector kind of mentality. People like to collect stuff, don't they?
Yes, which is what we're seeing before, especially when you're looking at single species of coral like a zoa, and there being like over 300 different colour morphs. It does become a little bit of a practice game at times.
And is it a male-dominated hobby, or is it a good female representation?
No, there's very good female representation. We have a very even mix coming to the shop.
Oh, good.
I wouldn't say it was always that way though. It's probably only been in the last 2 to 3 years. With working in a lot of shops over the years, it had been a very male-dominated hobby.
Yeah.
As I say, I don't know why, but obviously it is for the better. But a lot more women are coming into the hobby, which is great.
Yeah, it's great. I've been chatting to, is it Colette?
Colette, yes.
Yeah.
Reef are the lead sponsor.
She's this is a local shop, I think.
Yes, it is.
Because I'm quite interested in, because I do a thing called Homescape Tour.
Yeah.
And I like to visit people's homes and like chat about their scapes and their stories.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not diversify and do a bit of reef keeping? This is nice. Just a fish only system.
This is a fish only system. This is my shark tank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's the shark?
Hiding. Would you like to get some shrimp and see if we can see?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Oh wow, all these shrimp.
An epaulet shark. Yeah, so these are river shrimp. All the fish will eat them.
Yeah.
Listen to the epaulet.
So this is a epaulet shark.
No,
This is the marmalade shark.
The marmalade shark.
And how big this will grow fully?
Around 3 to 3.5 foot.
So will it stay in here long term?
It takes a very long time, I think, to get that,
Okay.
that size, and they're a very, very slender shark also, an adult. I'll be honest, in captivity, I've never actually seen one much bigger than what you see there.
Okay.
And here we go. This is the epaulet.
Oh, beautiful colours. Beautiful markings.
This shark comes from Australia, and if we can watch him for a little while, you'll notice he walks on his pectoral fins.
Yes.
It's one of the few sharks which can come out onto land. So, obviously for a very short period of time, but they live in rock pools, then they cross over from rock pool to rock pool once they've cleared the rock pool out of inverts. So
They literally walk on their pectoral fins. That's so cool.
they will cross over.
Okay, Josh, talk me through this beautiful aquascape here. Did you do this?
I did. It's now a year old. It's gone through a few different phases. But
Nice.
it's a mainly dominated huge piece of cereal covered in Bucephalandra.
Can't even see any hardscape.
No, you can't.
Do you want to come around there? Because I know we're a bit tied up.
Yep.
So just one huge, well, a Sirius stone in here, of course, you can see.
Yeah.
But there's a huge rock in there, is there?
There is somewhere hidden away.
They're so healthy. CO2 injection?
Yep.
Nice.
Supplied by CO2 Art.
Okay. Oh, you're a CO2 art stockist, that's cool.
Yes, we are.
Oh, nice. Fish though. What species? McMaster, right?
McMasterite, that's a female red mask.
Nice.
There's a male in there as well.
Nice. The female?
That's the female that you're
And
looking at, male dead centre.
Oh, yeah, got you. Nice. Beautiful. Very nice, mate. And what fertilisers do you use in here?
Originally we were running it with EI fits, but then we've since moved over to Tropica. So there's specialised nutrition going in there.
Cool. Seems to be working.
So it's healthy, it's thriving.
Cool. Any special freshwater fish that we can look at?
Oh, what have we got? We've got some nice sailfin mollies.
They're
at the
big,
top,
aren't
so
they?
They are
Whoppers.
huge.
Good quality. Yeah, this is your kind of live bearer section.
Yeah, and then we start to move through more towards our community fish.
Yeah. We've got tiger barbs, Congo tetras. These are nice for the big planted tanks, aren't they?
Yeah.
When they colour up.
Well, I think it's something that we wanted to do in the store, is make sure that every single tank had some level of plants in there.
Yeah. That's good. Good for the fish.
Good for the fish, and it
Shows the
stops
plant
it
off.
looking so sterile.
Yeah.
It looks quite industrial when you go into a place and it.
Oh, look at this whopper up here.
Yeah, so that's a blue eye Sitoni.
Wow. Beautiful. So this is an L number, is it?
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head which one it is.
That eye is beautiful, isn't it?
I'm sure someone in your comments will
Yeah.
let us know what it is.
Let us know in the comments.
But yeah, that's a wild caught blue eye Sitoni.
Wow. Corydorus, oh, these are nice.
Yeah, so they are the horseman Cory. Corydorus equus. Like, look a little bit like a Venezuelan orange, but
Yeah.
the colour's the other way around.
Beautiful.
We do stock a lot of different Corys. That's why we've got sand in the bottom of all of our tanks.
That's a good
because
idea. They're barbels.
That's it.
Oh yeah, this is some of my favourites. Is the Aldolphis or
Skunks,
the... Oh, the
those
skunks,
ones.
of course, yeah. The Aldolphis have got the orange, haven't they?
And the tank next door's Kane's Cory.
Ah. such character little fish, aren't they?
They are, and they're sharing a tank with some wild rams.
Oh wow, look at these.
Nice wild caught.
Wow. And what's your water like here? Is it soft, hard, or?
It's super soft.
Oh, good.
Super soft.
Yeah, 'cause-
So TDS out the tap is around 70.
nice. That's really good.
It's very good.
Nice.
Here we've got the like little frag tank or shallow reef tank.
Yeah.
Behind you, we've,
We're going to set one of these up in my home, aren't we?
yes, I hope so. This will look lovely for a little macroalgae tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you, so
So this is
is this weird as well?
this is sumpless. This is back chamber.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so you could run this as a freshwater tank very easily. So again, you got miniature RFGs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, on little hose lock and back chambered.
I'm excited to do macro. Can you get me some decent macroalgae then?
Yes, definitely. Get
You
you
got
all
any
sorts.
here?
Haven't at the moment, no. And
Shout out to my mate Tiger Boy
Tiger Boy.
and Aquascaped.
Yeah.
These
Oh,
are
that's
beautiful.
fine.
Did you build these yourself?
No, MBM and Nick Chan built these. As I say, we're in talks with them for quite a while, throwing my ideas and concepts to them, and they managed to bring the final product to life.
Nice.
And that's Mike. He's our fish expert.
Hello, Mike.
Hello everyone.
There'll be a couple of people watching you, so
Yeah.
say hello.
Hello.
What do you do here?
Bit of everything really.
Being modest, he's assistant manager, and he's like the marine expert.
Thank you.
Are you more of a marine expert than you?
We have different fields. I'm a coral guy, and he's definitely the fish guy.
The fish guy.
So-
I like to be the fish guy.
He's many years at TMC, so there's not much he doesn't know. And
TMC Manchester.
Yeah.
and for Latin names, he's got me all over.
But together you make a great team,
We
right?
do, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, enjoy working with Jake
Ah,
and
cool.
everyone here, yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
it works. And as I say, we didn't really know each other beforehand, so it just worked well. It was meant to be, when one's passion is corals and another's passion and experience is fish.
Yeah,
it
absolutely,
worked very
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So who's the best escaper?
Oh, don't know. Still got a lot to learn. Yeah.
Do you think there's any transfer of skills that I could take from freshwater into marine?
Absolutely, yeah.
This is a topic that Mike and Josh have been
spoke about
speaking about
this.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the macroalgae tanks that I've seen
Yeah.
a few of those. But yeah, I think a lot of marine tanks get set up with an idea of like where to place corals and how the fish will behave, but
Yeah.
not so much in terms of like depth or, creating the leaning rocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely some things that marine keepers can learn from aquascapers.
Yeah, and vice versa,
Absolutely.
I'm sure
Yeah.
as well.
Well, there's a lot of other concepts which have come out in the last couple of years, like the floating reefs,
Yeah.
where they're starting to actually scape the rock halfway up the back pane.
Yeah.
Like silicone it on
Seen
or
it,
bonding
yeah.
it to the back
Yeah.
of things. So they are starting to push the envelope a little bit
Yeah.
and see what they can do.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, nice to meet you, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Okay, before we say cheerio, it would be rude not to have a quick chat about the scape that I did here. So, great workshop, couple of hours, was it?
Yeah, definitely. I
Few-
think you started at about 11, 12 o'clock and
Yeah.
went on to the best part of 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm tired. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Great crowd. Got to talk about aquascaping, which is always good fun for me. There is a link to the complete rerun of the workshop, so watch that. Okay, I'm going to say cheerio because I've just realised how tired I am. All right,
No
good
worries
to
at
meet you,
all.
mate. Take
Good
care.
to meet you, George. Thank you for coming down.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers. Bye. Bye, Adam. Bye. Just because it's your shop.
Oh God, I can't get
It's his shop. Get out of the way. All right, this is Josh.
Hello
Say
everyone.
hello. Josh is the freshwater guy. Is that right? Are you as good at freshwater as he is at marine?
I don't think anyone's as good at freshwater as Jake is at marine, to be fair.
I heard he was rubbish though.
Yeah, he's a bit shit.
She said he was rubbish earlier.
It's not very nice of him, is it? Not very
Adam
nice
said
at all.
he only employs him because he feels sorry for him.
He's a bit sexy as well. I think that's what it is.
He is sexy
Yeah,
AF,
he is.
isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Right, should we
I
do
would.
should we talk about some fish?
Can't we just carry on talking about this?
It's more fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
People probably actually really enjoy this
They
more
will,
than
yeah.
fish.
I think they
Because
will.
people are used to fish. They're not talking, used to
So
that
we'll
talk
change your channel up a little bit.
about. I did think about doing OnlyFans.
Let's do it.
Only fins.
Yes.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Should we do it? Let's do it right now.